Welcome to Nexatunes Insights, the podcast for independent artists and labels who want to stay one step ahead in today's music business. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a tough but important question. When streams disappear, what artists should know about Spotify's artificial stream removals? Imagine waking up to find millions of your streams have vanished overnight. That's exactly what happened to Nigerian superstar Davido when Spotify erased 18 million of his plays without warning or explanation.
That's absolutely chilling. And from what I understand, this isn't just affecting big artists. It's happening across the entire music industry in 2025.
You know what's really wild about this? The scale is just staggering. BTS's Jimin lost 200 million streams on a single song in just a few months. Blackpink members lost between 2 and 15 million streams each. And those are just the cases we know about.
So, what exactly is Spotify looking for when they flag these streams as artificial?
Well, they're targeting things like paid click farms, bots, those sketchy boost groups, and hidden autoplay setups. But here's the problem. They won't reveal how they detect any of this. So, legitimate viral success could get caught in their net, and artists have no way to prove their innocence.
I heard about this Dutch band that really shows how broken the system is. They actually got a congratulatory email from Spotify's editorial team, and then days later, their song was removed for artificial activity.
And what's really concerning is how deep these penalties go. When Spotify flags something as artificial, it triggers this whole cascade of consequences that most artists don't even see coming.
Like, what exactly?
So they do these monthly audits, right? If more than 90% of your streams in a month get flagged, you not only lose those streams, but you get hit with a $10 penalty fee per track. Then, and this is where it gets really brutal, your music basically gets shadow banned from algorithmic playlists, discovery mode, editorial opportunities, everything.
That sounds like it could absolutely destroy an independent artist's career.
Oh, it gets worse. If these penalties happen repeatedly, most distributors will actually terminate your entire distribution agreement. So it's not even Spotify taking down your music. It's your own distributor cutting ties. And all of this happens without any warning or chance to defend yourself.
Well, that's terrifying. What are artists supposed to do to protect themselves?
You know, there are some protective measures, but they're not foolproof. First, avoid any service that promises guaranteed streams or playlist placement. That's like painting a target on your back. Second, document everything. Save those emails, playlist links, campaign data, screenshots of your streaming numbers.
That makes sense. At least then you'd have some evidence if you get flagged, even if there's no formal appeals process.
Exactly. And here's what's really interesting. This is affecting different genres in completely different ways. K-pop seems to be getting hit particularly hard, but we're seeing impacts across every genre, from electronic to indie folk.
So, what needs to change in the system?
Well, first and foremost, Spotify needs to implement a transparent flagging and appeal system. Artists deserve to know why their streams are being removed and have a chance to prove their legitimacy. They also need to share clearer detection criteria, not the whole playbook, obviously, but enough that artists can understand what might trigger a flag.
That seems like such a basic right. The ability to defend yourself when accused of wrongdoing.
And let's talk about timing, too. Currently, artists often don't know there's a problem until after their payouts have been affected or they've been removed from playlists. A simple notification system before taking such dramatic action could prevent a lot of legitimate artists from being unfairly penalized.
The whole thing really shows how much power these platforms have over artists' livelihoods.
That's exactly it. One algorithm tweak, one policy change, and suddenly years of work can just disappear. It's why building those direct fan relationships isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's essential survival strategy. You need to diversify across platforms, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Beatport, and more importantly, focus on building connections that Spotify can't take away from you.
So, what's your best advice for artists trying to navigate this landscape right now?
Look, The music industry has always been tough, but this adds a whole new layer of uncertainty. Stay vigilant, stay diversified, and most importantly, focus on building real, authentic connections with your fans. Because at the end of the day, those relationships are the only thing you can truly count on in this industry. Everything else, the streams, the playlists, the algorithms, that can all change in an instant. Thanks for tuning in to Nexatunes Insights. If you want the full article with all sources, check out blog.nexatunes.com. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next episode.